Hello, and welcome to another Pulper video. So it's been a while since I posted anything. Just trying to come up with some more have some more cool ideas for decks to show, and I think I've done that this time. I've played one league with this and went 4-1, and it was an absolute blast. It looks and feels like the clunkiest pile of cards you can ever imagine, but there's enough like knobs you can tweak and sequencing and so on that you can make it work, and that's quite a rewarding feeling. So what's going on? We're basically playing. Let's move some cards around. We're basically playing 22 drop flyers. Some of my favourite decks of all time are like these go back quite a long way. There was like a blue-red Wizards deck in Modern that was around for a very short time. There was like Snapcaster Mage, Vendilion Click, and just all the bolts, and you just tried to deal 20 damage. That was great fun. There was like a really cool, I think it was like Fevered Visions and just all the Welkin turns, like 2/1 flyers for 2. That was that Shadows of Innistrad standard as like, I think a player took it to a GP, did well, and it was like, that was amazing. It was like one of the Japanese pros. Anyway, the point is we've got a load of 2 mana or less. Some of them are free, a lot of them are 1 mana flyers, backed up with some card draw and the things we need to make it work, the madness enablers. So let's start with the madness package, which is some blood fountains, some modern ages, and some vampire's kisses, and then some Dehado's Void as well. They power up our sneaky snackers, they power up our new card, which is the mayhem guy. We're only on 2 because it's legendary, but I think it's a big enough gain having an extra 2 of this effect that I wouldn't want to play it. I wasn't interested in playing this deck beforehand. And obviously the Kitchen Imp's the best madness creature. We're also then on some weird thing to make refurb work. So refurb's incredibly powerful. Blood Fountain refurb is enough to give you a mid-range game plan on its own. You will notice that apart from the bridges, I've not got any of the like Sea of the Synod, Vault of Whispers lands. I think unless you're playing like the Thoughtcast, Moon Enforcer, and going all the way up to that, having lands that get gorilla, there's less gorilla shamans running around now. It's like smash or smithereens. Like people are more likely playing Cast into Fire, Master Vandal, Deglamour still, things that interact with artifacts. But again, this gives you the option to sequence in ways you don't get completely blown out by Stone Rains, or like artifact destruction of Stone Rains. So we could make the refurbs better. I know that those lands exist. There's a choice not to play them. It might be wrong, but sue me. So yeah, we need one of our 8 enablers to be able to play a refurb. We need our 8 enablers to play the Madness guys, and we sacrifice our enablers to play Madness guys, which makes our refurbs worse. There's a lot of fiddly stuff going on. Other than that, Spell Pierce is cast down as the premier removal spell and a couple of snuff outs. That would make sense. Ploy I didn't have in my first league. Had deep analysis, but I didn't actually have enough. Because we're all on flyers, we're not dominating the board at any point, so we would always be racing and trading damage back and forth. So we couldn't actually afford to flash back deep analysis at any point. It's not like Terror where you drop a 5/5 and they stop attacking you, or they're all chump attacks. You can flash back a deep analysis, you're happy. In this deck, bolting yourself is very, very real, and it's also a bit of life gain to help against red. Obviously, on its own, it's only a life, 2 life, and it's jump started, but we've got ways to discard cards, and every little helps. We're not winning games by massive margins, so also an instant also lets us get through our deck, and then Laura Revealed as well as just kind of a slightly better land, I think. That's enough to say about that. Onto the sideboard, The plan against terror is you're playing 4 Blood Fountains and 4 Recursive Orders, and you just keep making them sacrifice their stupid snakes until they go home. That worked for me, I think, in one match last league, and if you can do it, it's a really good plan. Having the 4 Blood Fountains feels so obnoxious against the kind of mid-rangey kind of decks. Mogi's Favour, I'm going to keep saying this, I think this should catch on as a way for black decks to beat fairies. Kind of surprised it hasn't, but we're going to keep kind of pushing that as an approach. We need a load of blue blasts against red. I don't think our red matchup is very good in game 1. We just don't have enough life gain. Again, we don't dominate the board, and we don't really get online until turn 3. Like, we have some really powerful turn 3s, but we don't really do a lot before then. So we need more 1-drops, and we need more, powerful interaction to beat red decks. I think 4 spell bombs is probably too many, but they're artifacts. They power up refurb. It was an easy couple of sideboard slots. I've not really thought about that in much detail. Admirals against, Jund, those kind of mid-range decks. I think it makes a lot of sense. Keep the cards flowing. Monarch and Sneaky Snackers are a hilarious synergy. Some consideration to having these be one of the Black Roses, but I don't actually have those at the minute, whereas I do have the Admirals. The point of the Thorns being that I don't get red blasted, but equally these are 3/3s. They're evasive on their own, which kind of plays into the rest of the plan of the deck. I'm trying 1 Kenku Artificer. Again, if we had a bunch of Seated Synods, people would be very likely to bring in all Artifact hate. Although we're reliant on artifacts for a couple of bits, I'd be surprised if people bring in too much against us, and then the Kenku Artificer and the Bridge is such a synergy. Works really well with Blood Fountain, being able to bring it back. Just a cool, I didn't really want another. There was no one card that I wanted, so I thought I'd try out the Artificer. It's been a while since I played it. So that is this deck, and we'll jump into a league and see how it goes. Right, hello little dog. Enjoying my little dog for the first game. And what do I think of this? This looks pretty hard to keep. So I have to put this back. Hand doesn't look a million miles better, but if cast downs are good, I can get a blue source, Blood Fountain for blood token for this. It's not great, but I don't want to multi 5. I guess that means we're putting back the ploy. 3 mana looks a bit tough in this hand. Obviously, a lot of matchups where potentially 2 cast downs is a bit of a problem. But some matchups where 2 cast downs is really good. Zero up against. I'm guessing this is just like a Boros. Fliers. We found another land drop. We'll lead with this one. Slightly better if we have a refurb. We don't have a snuff out yet, and we can play this before we would need it. Bit lag, but Nimbus, sure. I think we're Blood Fountaining and playing the Aquafire. And my other dog is going nuts now, so I'm going to pause and go and sort that out. Great start to a league. And so we're back. We need to start off with Island Cycle just to make our land drop. And then we can hold up, cast down, Kitchen Imp. Do we want to attack into their Glinthawk here? We can hold up Spell Pierce. If they have a another Glinthawk or something, we've got a decent chance at sniping this Synth with a Spell Pierce. A bit strange, but I'm going to let them attack. I think we're going to be trying to just get them off the back of a million Blood Fountain activations. We don't have that much life gain, so all the points do matter. Okay. So the value in sniping a synth has gone right down when they have another one. But I still don't dislike the choice. They have 3? Oh boy. Spell Pierce in this, what? Spell Pierce this and just cycle Lorien revealed? Guess. Rough that they have 3 synths, so we are not going to be able to cut them off of their, engine, despite our best efforts. I say best efforts, despite holding up mana to try. And here I think we might as well make our Make our 2/2. Draw a card, could be anything. Could even be good. That's not bad, so that kind of threatens to trade. But unfortunately, I don't really want to attack because they're going to be burning us out long before we're burning them down. But yeah, this is the downside where, I mean, that prevents the bolt hitting our face, but... Oh, okay. Our draw is not lined up well into theirs in this match. I'm going to drop the bog. I hate the idea of wasting cast downs on these guys when they've got 2/3s, but I need to stop the bleeding. And I don't want to crack Blood Fountain for one guy, that's a bit sad. But I do not feel like we are winning this game. Speaking of which, what's our sideboard plan going to be? So they've already got a journey that, I think I'm just going to get out of here. They've got a journey that's going to beat Kenku. We don't really have a lot here, do we? I don't really want these Marauders. They've just got Thravens to mop them up. Turning on the Monarch's a bit tricky. I guess maybe the plan is that if we each have a bunch of cards, all of their grindy card advantage nonsense isn't that good anymore. So we do want the Monarch creatures, and we can have a few red blasts, a few blue blasts, but I don't really care about their red spells that much. I care about their red blasts and their synths. Yeah, it's going to be a tough match. Kenku's too clunky. It's a bit of a flyer in there, mostly against, I don't know, I was going to say green decks, but they're going to have the glamours and so on. I think I want the Monarch because, as I say, I think we need to keep both sides having a flow of resources, and at that point all of their, flickering effects kind of become devalued a bit. We're not beating them in a long game. A couple of blue blasts. We'll see how many more spells we want to cut. I don't think we can afford to have the snuff out, so it's not going to be a straight up race. And if we are taking damage, this is going to hurt us quite quickly. Spell Pierce is probably pretty good. Now Spell Bomb seems pretty awful. So how does that look? Still got the cast downs. Again, really want these to be heading for Skyfishers. I think I'm happy with that. Tricky to have Spell Pierce against some decks that's got so many 1 or 2 drops, but again, they chain spells together so much. Could have the Kenku because they've got snackers and we kind of stress those targets. We've already boarded in some 4 drops. Maybe that's not on the draw. I think we might have more lands. Ooh. So I went 4-1 in my first league with this. It was a blast to play and seemed okay. So whether that was just all beginner's luck, we will see. And this hand looks pretty good. Do we run out of tap land or try and hold it back so we don't get cast into fired or something silly like that? I don't think they really saw that many artifacts. They saw Blood Fountain and a bridge, right? And to be honest, we probably don't. I've had hands that get blown up by a cast into fire much worse than this. So I'm happy leading this. We've got another black source even. We're not, it's not like it's crippling. There's a reason why we're not on more Seat of the Synod type things. So we can put both of our snackers in the bin using the modern age. And if we draw an effect that draws us a card, we will get to get them back. Any blood token type things. Oh, another modern ages. Perfect. Yeah, the experience I had playing this in my first league was that I was going to say some of its parts. There's some really clunky stuff going on in that you need, a blood. From here, we need to find a way to make blood tokens to even be able to play a refurb, for example. But there are just enough draw effects and so on that you can actually string together those draws. So let's discard the snacker here. Play an island for the turn. Play a second modern mage. Trigger the snackers. Discard a kitchen imp. And we are full on magical Christmas land. We can yield up these. Cast this. For 2. Not a bad turn 3, right? Well, it's not blow the wheels off, but blow the doors off. It's not bad. We're going for 2. That's almost as good as a red 2. Again, we're getting value out of this. Dog's being unhappy again. That's good. You see what I mean? Sometimes you just need it and you just draw it. And when you're doing that, that's great, it works. And then because we've got the Blood Fountain now, this means that next turn we'll be able to draw a refurb. Just be on top of the deck waiting for us. So we're going to cast down this. Here's our army of 2 power flyers. And then, because we are rolling quite well, who knows what the spell pierce what they're going to give us for the spell pierce target? Just off the top. I think we just counter this. Like they've spent 2 mana on it. If this is the best thing that they've got going on, then 100%. We just want to occupy their resources and beat them down in the air. What do we think? It's actually going to be a kitchen imp because that's lethal, right? Oh no, it's not going to be a kitchen imp. It's going to be probably the refurb. Not lethal. Send in the gang. I'm not going to cast down this. I don't think it matters. They can take one of our 2/2s. They will never take our freedom. Not going to worry about holding up a land to discard to the blood token again. We've got a lot of effects we want to discard. We've got a kitchen imp we can bring back. Nice. So yeah, our draw just lined up perfectly. Magical Christmas land. And any changes for game 3 on the draw, sorry. We could consider wanting a Kenku, depending on how many Journey to Nowheres they have, or cast into fire and that type of thing. Obviously, if we put it in the deck, then we'll, of course, draw a bridge to go with it. It'd just be unfair otherwise. What would we want to cut? Again, the Monarch's not amazing. Like, we're not doing a good job of blocking. This would just be both. This would just be Howling Mine, right? Rather than us being able to keep it. Could cut a ploy, but if we're on the draw, actually having a bit of life gain might be useful. But again, it's only a life point here or there. Do I want Kenku? I just like Kenku. Go on then. I don't think this is particularly good. I think maybe the Kenku is worse, but we're here now. Right, so we are back. I'm going to keep this, land spells. So we can turn 3, do a cheap refurb. I'm tempted to leave up the island. It's a bit awkward, isn't it? No, we have to do a Agrifier. This hand on the draw does not get cast into fired quite so happily. I'm relatively happy to see that, like at least not absolutely terrified to see that. Okay, so if we island Wood Mage, we can put the snacker in the bin, then we've got at minimum crack a blood token to bring it back. It's a pretty mana intensive way of bringing it back, but this also puts a 2/3 in play for us. To be honest, it looks like we might actually end up chilling on a. We've got other things to do with that mana. Oh, come on. Can't have it all. And what do we want to do now? If we play the island, we can kiss and hold up the blue blast. We just play a bridge. Obviously, if they do synth stuff, that's great, but they might not need to. They've got the Lempus. I think we're just playing a bridge. So give them a kiss. Play a bridge. So next time we've got blue Krark, put a kitchen in play, 2 mana. If we draw another card, we'll be able to bring back the snacker. Yeah, and I'm happy that we didn't try and hold up the blast. Warriorville gets back snacker as well. So why don't we just refurb, put a kitchen imp into play, and then we can decide whether we just throw away the blood token or, try and Warriorville to bring back a snacker. The hard way. So I mean, like, you can do the whole 1 mana refurb thing, you just have to sequence to make it happen. Our 2/2 flyers looking less good on this board. So we can island to hold up blue blast. We can blood token to just put a snacker into play. And just draw a new card. Don't hate it. We don't need the bulk, for example. Let's focus on doing powerful things for now. We can always try and, like, even if they get a turn out of what's it called? Synth thing. You can always try and get it later. See, they've used their journey. Now we're set up to draw that Kenku, and it's going to be great. Opponent's being mean and attacking. So then we have to start on the modern age and just start turning our hand over. See if we get any value. It's not quite value, but it's not nothing. So we're playing the bridge. This would be a great turn for them to try and play a synth for the first time. See if they can pick up this, they can remove the modern age, but oh, they just have another one. That works too. I think someone might be blue blasting to force the Relorian reveal. Do I want to attack for 2? I mean, I'm not blocking. Feels, for a game that's not completely out of hand, does not feel like we're getting through this. If Relorian's countered, we are definitely in the bin. Okay, so we can kill this, we can refurb, we can play a snacker. We've got some stuff going on. Not under incredible pressure. We're going to get to take a card out of the hand as well. The synth showing up is pretty bad for us. Let's knock a card out of your hand. Play on that one. Play the snacker. Keep attacking for 2. No, I've auto-yielded. Yeah. I'm going to keep. I think I keep these because I want to discard. Maybe I should have played the bog just to get another untapped land into play. So if we get to kill this Eye Fisher, do I want to double block something? Just trade? I don't think so. I'm worried they could easily have some number of bolts and blasts. They've not got another red blast, they'd have used that. They've not got more creatures, they'd have played them. Get down to 8 and we could just get like double blasted down. But alternatively, we attack them for 6. We go to 8. They go to 6. We go to 4. I don't think we're. They've got a Lembus as well, so we're not kind of winning a race. I don't really love throwing the snacker into a novice inspector. Blood Fountain doesn't work. The Kiss would bring this back. Modern Age has only got 2 of anyway. I think this is a terrible block, but I think we just want to try and keep our life total a bit higher for a bit longer. No, it's just so bad. If they double blast us, we were never winning. It's whether we could have bought. Okay. I don't see how we're beating this Lembus. Play the bog now because we want the untapped land next turn. You know, we've already got so much mana to churn through these. We're going to 4. We'd need to like kiss into another kitchen imp. like blocking, we're just not getting anywhere. Well, so I think we're probably bolted or blasted down. Even if that's not the case, I don't think we're beating the next turn. You know, and we're just head on board. Yeah, they get to do the thing. So our draw lined up pretty well in the first game. Well, still not actually dead. In the second game, sorry. This one, like, their cleric lined up well. They got a snacker for free. This would be insult to injury. Well, that's a card. So we play this, get them to 4. I guess we play the swamp, just in case we draw like a blue last. So not the best monarch you've ever seen. The Lembusses are killing us. The Lembusses and the 1/3s. Yeah, modern age really slowed us down a bit. So block here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to block something else. Block here, go to 1. Leave us something to say about the monarch, not that that should matter. Sure, keep me dead now. No, instead we are still fighting. I mean, that's more life gain. Not the time for you, Spell Pierce. Not the time. Both get discarded to blood tokens equally happily. Take the monarch back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, can't take the monarch back. Sure. Should have cracked this before the ploy, just so that we could take the monarch. And just cycle. I know, because I couldn't cycle the. No, I couldn't have done it. Sure. We dead yet? Come on. Finally. So, enjoyed that match. I think this core Skyfish is quite a problem anyway, and the combination of like Skyfisher, Quick Clock, and then we couldn't stick the Modern Ages, which are kind of good blockers against like a Fae type deck. Yeah, not a lot to say. So we are back on the play for round 2. Nice easy mulligan. So we've got enough bridges to make the refurb work. We can spell pierce something on turn 2 so we don't fall too far behind. I'm going to put back the bog. Again, I've seen less clunky hands, but I've kept worse. So again, because we draw like champs, we're going to play the bridge. I think we still just play. I was thinking about this when we drew, because we don't have enough black pips to do these 2 next turn if we don't bridge first. So we're going to play the bridge. They're going to slam a rally. No burning trees. And we're going to spell pierce the heck out of it. Or a synth, you can synth. Or blood token, you can do that as well. These are all fine. Faithless. Give me a target. Miss a land drop, even better. What? No attacks. Okay. Get the feeling that this turn did not work out for the opponent as they intended. So we can give him a kiss. And I mean, they miss a land drop. I guess we don't hold up spell pierce. Get him a refurb. Another snacker. Another snack would be justice. Got to snipe a 3-drop. A 3-drop in this economy. Yeah, not surprised by the looting. Was tempted to hold up the pierce for it, but again, I'm kind of almost going to focus on do a powerful thing. Oh god, that's 2 snackers. Too many snackers. Yeah, I'm going to focus on trying to do a powerful thing for us rather than, just try and have opponent's things line up. We're not on the kind of control side of things or control deck kind of thing that we can actually consistently pay off doing that, I don't believe. We just don't have hard counters, it's only these spell pierces. So I was playing Memory Lapse in that slot, it's an easy to cast counter spell, but I think 2 mana is a lot more than 1. You can see we do a lot of like clunky mana stuff. If we draw a land, we can make the other guy as well. Oh, hello. So this guy doesn't have haste, so we might as well hold up spell pierce or put this guy into play in the end step. Their end step, so it can attack straight away. So if they're trying to get back the other snacker then and make find their second land, then we're spell piercing the heck out of that. Fine to let them spell pierce though. So we let them bolt our guy. I'm gonna, a bunch of our guys make a 2/2 draw card, which is a pretty nice place to be. I could have just killed that guy in combat. This flashed in, I got unblocked. Wasn't really paying attention there. So we've got 1 mana refurb. Cast down that guy because they can't. We've got the spell pierce, yeah. Weird to cast down this, but kick a master down kind of thing, taking advantage of the patch opponent stumbling, playing their clunky mono red aggro deck, not like our well-oiled machine of a black blue madness. So I'm figuring this gets them for essentially 10 damage by doing that. Obviously, as we said, they shouldn't have this in play. That was just us being sloppy. I'm not too worried about like a Cassidy. I think we're expecting to race that, and then obviously any spell we're spell piercing. Oh, come back, opponent, come back. So we've just got a load of blue blasts because I couldn't work out what would be good in this matchup. As we say, we do have a bit of life gain with the kisses, with the ploys. Ooh, get out of here, snuff out. Not a match for you. Do we want any of these other effects? Don't think so. What do we want to cut for ourselves? I think where it's sketchy, cutting the second one of this legendary guy is kind of tempting. I kind of want to keep the spell bombs because their snackers are a bit hard for us to deal with, or the bulks, but oh, my battery is low. So back with the laptop plugged in. Need to find some more cuts. Kind of want the cast downs. Might be the snackers. Kind of hard to say. It's not the reverbs. Maybe it's just the second card of this. Like, the spell is pretty good. One of the blood fountains. Sure. Not sold on what the right plan is there. I've not done my sideboard, mapped out my sideboard with any particular degree of, I was going to say accuracy, but effort is probably more appropriate. And again, nice easy mulligan. Another nice easy mulligan. And a nice easy keep. I'm going to put back the blood fountain because we've got the kiss, we probably don't need it. And what, the second land? The third land, sorry. Second swing. Spell bomb's a bit questionable. I think because we've got the blue blast, I'll discard the spell bomb. Now watch them just, I don't know, turn one, looting away some, like, two snappers. Don't hit snacker for us. Wonder what they think about them don't play. Just gonna use our mana. It's not the best target, but yeah, we have a bunch of these. We've got 5 of these in the deck to draw 2. Risk falling behind if we don't. Don't hate playing a snack onto this board. Incentive is playing Kiss, and we can't really use the ploy to bring back the Snacker very easily. We Kiss, we've got better chance, better things to do if we draw a madness creature next turn. So we can play bridge, and then like blood token, discard the Snacker, ploy. But is that? That's kind of setting ourselves up to not do anything with 2 mana, or we could just play the Snacker. Unless they actually kill the Snacker, we're just kind of putting it to. It kind of is a card in hand worth more than 2 damage on them. Let's not even think, let's just spend our mana. Our deck's got a lot of things that we can madness up. We can try and do a powerful thing from our end. Oh, okay, that worked out. I mean, not amazingly, that's what they want to use to kill our guys, but. So the new plan is that we just draw a kitchen. Right? Opponent hates attacking for 1. Got bigger dreams than attacking for 1. So if we swamp, we can ploy to bring back the Snacker. And we've got the option of madnessing if it resolves, or blasting if it doesn't. If they try and blast it, we blast back. Here's the Snacker. And let them have this because it's not really threatening that much damage when they've only got 2 cards. I'd rather take that card out of their hand and save this for either fighting with a spell or guts a snipe, really. What are we up to over there? Could be anything. Cast into the fire, 1 damage for each of these, sure. I'm going to get your last card though. No, just a mountain. Well, I think I'm ahead. What, Highway Robbery is the best card? Just sack a land, get some juice again. Oh, we can jumpstart this to bring back the Snacker. Gain a life. Sure. I'll discard the Kiss and just have the cast down for their guy. Just keep the Kiss and just have a million blood tokens, and eventually we'll find a use for them. We'll find something we want to discard. How are we losing this game? I think I discard the Kiss. I think we just stop them from going nuts by, 2 flame breakthroughs or something. Now that they're low on resources, I don't think we're losing without a gutter snipe. Is basically what I'm thinking. Discard Kitchen Imp. kitchen imp. Oh, another one. Weirdly, I'm kind of tempted to hold that turn. I can just cast down this. I'm finding it hard to work out or put into words why I think that's better. Part of it was that I thought they were likely to blow some burn spells. Part of it is that if we have another blood token, at least we can somewhat reasonably play another refurb if we draw one. Like 2 mana reverbs doable, 3 is very expensive. There's a snacker. So the snacker's coming backer next turn off the looting. It's a bit awkward. We're kind of stuck blue blasting the second half of this looting. But, does they have a bolt? I mean, they have a bolt and lava darkness down. Otherwise, we are just chipping away. It's a shame to use one of our cards on a card in their graveyard. But I can't just give them back the snacker, so. Is that 2 from the. Ooh, red blast now. So what is good for us then? Blood Fountain's pretty good. Just get back some guys. That's 2 more snack. Wow. That might be the best empty-handed face looting I've ever seen. Just going to try and turn our hand over. It turns into another 2/2 flyer. That was brutal. If I don't have a creep like another draw 2 to follow it up, it's not the absolute end of the world. I'm playing the land because we're likely to flash back the ploy and I want to be able to do 2 things. They're staying home, which makes sense. So we can't discard the snacker to the ploy. I think we do still just return our snacker. I know we do get to discard the snacker to the ploy. Oh, that's amazing. Well, this card's good. Discard the Aquifer. Always yield these. We're doing just bowling our guy. Sure. So 3, 6. I mean, we're going to draw 3 cards. I'm going to put it into play. Again, trying to maximise our velocity on each of these turns. So we've seen 3 of our kitchen imps. No! 3 of our kitchen imps. We've cut a 2/2 flyer. We've got 2 snackers in play and we've seen 1 refurb. We don't have that many creatures left. We might actually be quite slow to get anywhere now. We'll see whether we can attack and get them to trade in combat so that we can, I like Lavadar guy, so we can bring them all back with the Lorien. That would be ideal. And the Blood Fountain's nice. Some consideration to Blood Fountaining first to get back, like refurb Blood Fountain, crack it, we can put like a guy into play, but let's draw some cards. I think it's quite likely they'll trade. Obviously they've got the looting to bring back their guy as well. Magical Christmas Land is they also dart us. Dart our snacker. We'll have to make do. And then we can play the Kiss, which is setting up to snacker, blood token snacker, play fountain. There's stuff going on in there. So they know they've got the looting to bring back their guys, but we bring back our guys as well. Our guys will be untapped first. So we're going to get in. We draw a bog. This is how all, matches against mono red go, right? Is it just evolves into just sneaky snacker, snacking fights. Okay, that was a bit more of a like cackle than I was hoping for, but perfect. And we get that last card with a refurb. Yay! 4 of a kind. Okay, that was just a fun match. So, like, did opponent mulligan into Oblivion this game? Feels like neither of us really did a lot. Game 1 they were stuck on lands. Game 2 we went to 5. They went to 6. Oh god, that was a long time ago. Oh well, fun. Right, so yeah, on the play in round 3. And can even I keep this hand? I don't know. This is a sketcher. I'm going to keep. We've got 10-2 snack on the play. How bad can it be? God, this hand's terrible. We've got big dreams. We just need to find a way to make our 4 rock not cost 4 mana, or have 3 turns of cycling Lorien build. So I guess only 2 turns of cycling Lorien build. And then we can just play it. We don't get cast into the fire. Oh, just dreams all the way down. If we draw a refurb, we can be. It's gonna look a bit sketchy. See, there's a land. That goes well with our 1 mana lands. Don't want it to be high tide. Okay, Demir Fae. That might be good. Hard to say. Oh, hello. Don't get spell pierced. We're just happy. I want to play around with spell pierced. Like they either have it or they don't. Ding ding ding. Again, like I know it looks incredibly clunky and like we just keep having to get bailed out by top decks, but we do keep getting bailed out by top decks. Does that mean that there's something here? Who knows? Who could say? I think the point is that like the first modern age just really ties them together in a way that having it spell pierced or Dawnbringer cleric just really ruins your day, really puts a damper on the whole thing. Okay, fine. I know that I'm incredibly greedy, but I know that I'm incredibly greedy, but I kind of also really want to Vampire's Kiss and Crack a Treasure to bring this back in case they have a um, like Bajuka Bog, and that's why they. Why else would you extract a confession? So that's either really tight play, or just incredibly greedy, not taking the. We'll see what we draw. See what we draw first. Okay, I'm just going to be really greedy and do that. You didn't have a spell pierce last time. Oh god. What, now we're discarding like a draw 3? I want the Vampire's Kiss. We're only going to have one discard outlet left after this. Who needs draw 3s? Oh god. When you've got extremely expensive refurbs. I was going to say who needs draw 3s when we've got the Blood Fountains. So, as I say, this is slower clock, but the point is that it played around a bog, which I think would make sense based on how they played. The downside is if they had the bog, they wouldn't play it. Oh, hello. Hello, double refurb. It's just hard. 3 mana refurb, 4 mana refurb. No, 3 mana refurb, 2 mana refurb. Let's see plus. I think we. Oh, God. Oh no. Wait. The kiss makes them castable. Remember, there's always a way to make the clunky nightmare playable. But if we kiss, we lose the opportunity to attack for 2 with a kitchen imp. I'm gonna blood token out the kitchen imp. Give away the lose the dream of 1 mana refurb. But a 2 mana refurb is acceptable. And then the second one's 1 mana. Sure, we'll swap. So I don't think the opponent's expecting the double refurb here, which again just brings me a bit of joy. I think we can attack first. Just see what happens. They cast out, if they kill a guy, not cast down a guy, then we get to take the last 2 cards likely. It also means the spell pierce is likely to be good. Oh, ouch. See, it's just great fun. Like, it's incredibly clunky, but there's always a line through just drawing perfectly. You just happen to get there somehow. So, Mogi's Favour is my fairies deck. I generally think this might be quite good, but guess like fairies, elves, just things that it helps mop up. I think we're going to want our monarch creatures. I've not seen snackers or things that look like they're doing too much in the graveyard. I'm not worried about Gurmags for our spell bombs. Don't want my snuffles. Don't want these. They're not playing red spells. We've seen an edict, so the edict's probably leaving. Kenku could be fun. And then the Accursed Marauders against like pure terror things. If they turn out to be more terrors than Fae, we'll put the Accursed Marauders in. So that's these two. Keep some spell bombs because they're not that bad at worst. I think I want all my threats, even my crappy 2/2. Well, say crappy, they're fine. My fine 2/2s. Okay, maybe I'm gonna split the difference. Leave out the Accursed Marauders, leave out the Mogies in case it's either to respect to either being Terror or Fae. And then I've decided I want the Kenku. Might not be great, but I want it. What do I want to cut? Sure. One of the 2/2s. We're bringing 3 creatures, so all that stuff I said about keeping the creatures. We've got new ones, we've got better ones. And for some kind of odd thing, we've cut our, better fairies cards. We've got our better terror cards. Let's see which mistake we've made. Well, Bog's okay. We've got our artifact camp. We've got a cast down. I'm going to keep very slow hand, doesn't really do anything, but obviously now we know what they're playing with. We think we've got a bit of time. Still feel like it's hard to say what they're playing. Okay, so it is fairies. Fairies was more common, which I thought it likely was, but don't know why it wasn't sold on it. Could just cast down their guy. We could drop the Blood Fountain. I think the Blood Fountain's going to pay off in the long term. Like, even if they have a snack, the fact that we can resolve that, like, this is so easily snackerable. Sorry, spriteable. They have a ninja, we can kill the ninja. But now we just want all the refurbs in the world, right? So do you have a ninja? And they don't have a spell curse. So it looks like we're just cast downing this and playing a bog. I think that's still true. We can't really do anything. We can't really. We could just play the snacker and try and block, but that goes wrong so quickly. I think we're quite likely to play the snacker on the next turn. Just to hard cast it. What's the worst that happens? The counter it's coming back. We'll find a way. we were to spend 2 mana on a sprite, we'd resolve with Vampire's Kiss. You know, trade-offs. I will block. So they let it happen. What do we do? I mean, we can still kiss. If they counter it, they sprite it, then they're, and it's a bit awkward. Nothing else really advances our board state very much. Like we can't crack the blood tokens. I think if they we play the guy, they sprite it, then they're like, you know, how to cast down a ninja, we're just dead on the spot kind of thing. Whereas, although passing isn't great for us, we're not dead on the spot. So try to just block into this. Like, if they want to kill our guy, we've got the blood fountain. There's another kind of payoff later. I will let you get rid of a snacker. That's fine. So we know we don't have a cast down. But if we were to play it, would they know that we don't have a cast down? The implication being if they have a sprite, we're not just dead. I think, well, we need to play something. I don't really want to introduce the Monarch to this game where we risk falling behind on board. And we've got the Modern Age that would resolve if they have a sprite. So I'm going to throw out Kiss, kind of cheaply. They have a sprite. The idea is that with 2 mana up, they might not even go for it. But yeah, I'm going to be salty and tap my mana now, and then let it resolve. And then, annoyingly, because I was being salty, I need to play the island first, so if we draw a kitchen in, we can still play it. So the ninja's pretty bad. No ninja, on the other hand, is pretty good. Discard the snacker and just play Lorien Reveals. Like, they counterspell it, we're taking another 2, but don't want a Monarch, I don't want to get the guy snacker. They must have, their cards in hand must be something. Don't want to auto yield because we're quite likely to want to play a land when we untap. Sorry, to rip on 3. See the fact they count their XAI graveyard in play, they don't have a counterspell. Well, not yet, at least. Do you want to play this island? Guess we can hold it to next turn. They have a Lorien Revealed. Everyone's got a Lorien Revealed. We have another Blood Fountain. So let's start with a mob mage. Oh, hello. Now, is this the tank of somebody who's cut their extractor confession, or the tank of somebody who has their extractor confession in hand? Who could say? Do you want to attack? I don't think so. I know, because I know, they quite like to kill our glider. Got 6 cards. We're going to have to kill them eventually. I've had another crazy deja vu. I think I'm going to sit back, because again, I think that how it gets out of hand is that they pick up this spray. Having 2 blockers means that, although I think it's very likely they kill the glider, hopefully they don't have the confession. Like, I happily keep attacking with the glider. Kenku's just such a cool card. Do we have any madness cards in our deck? No, apparently not. I'm kind of tempted to throw away the Admiral. We've got the Blood Fountain anyway, so we're going to get some. We can get value out of it later. And I feel like I need more lands. Sure. So now I'm kind of tempted to crack the Blood Fountain, and so we're going to attack with the Vector Glider. That guy. You've got that guy. Bloody hell. Okay. God's sake. That guy. So the pros and cons for Blood Fountain. A pretty big con is that we can't actually play a 4-drop this turn, or if they have another sprite, they just get to sprite us. Which is really awkward. That guy. Likewise, we can't really cast down very clearly. Can't play the Blood Fountain over that also gets sprited. But if we pass, and they attack with the Gurmag, we get to bring back refurb and leave the Azure Fleet Admiral, which is still a little questionable up until the point where they play their own Monarch guy. Love an attack. So we can, even if they pick this up, they can't save their guy in combat. As long as we pick off a fairy, then 4 drops are back on the menu. Alright. Got nothing, huh? This... I don't think this works, right? It's a 1-1 with the damage on it. You've got a Fumes as well. Yeah, it's still just indestructible. But getting the card for free is one thing. Getting 4 mana for free is absolutely huge. Yeah, kind of got away with one there. And then the hammer is that I'm going to get back our Kenku. You think one indestructible guy is bad? You can't counter this. Grave Purge? Crypt Incursion? My god. Okay. Well, we can cast down for free. Say for free. We can cast down with the coast being clear. Just what a hater. Kane's 9 life. Okay. They get excused. So we get a counterspell out of the way. Again, if they hadn't have arms, this would have just got counterspell and we wouldn't have kept the 2-1. Ploy is pretty nice. Have we learned our lesson about attacking into fairy duelists? Probably. They've got so much life. They have a fairy duelist, we can just Blood Fountain our guy back. We get to kill a fairy, we can play this and not worry about the first sprite. Okay. Who runs 2 fairy duelists? Right? You can have the first one. Do we want to just throw a ploy into a potential sprite? Not in our main phase. I don't think we do. We might in their end step. Yeah, give them another turn to draw it. Have we not seen one in this game yet? Oh no, there it is. I just missed it in the graveyard. I say, I was sure I remember them having one in play. Just going to accumulate some resources back. Well, that's if that's the plan, that's the card to do it. Again, that's how it works, right? Nothing's clunky if you just draw the right cards at the right time. So we're going to kitchen imp now so that they can't sprite it. They had to. So in my first league, I played a match against Mono Blue Fairies, which was hilarious. But I basically just played all my 2/2 flyers and was like, I have enough. I think I've got enough of these in the deck. I've got like 6 and then some vector gliders. Like, can you just beat if I just stay home all day? I can't attack into you because you can kill my 2/2s, but like, can you beat my yeah, you can just kill all my guys with your not duelist, the Vine Barrows and so on. But can you beat just staying home? Going to up the pressure slightly. So although we might be letting them in with one of the sprites, we do also have the ploy, which could madness into another creature. Something to consider for them. Yeah, 100% blocking the sprite. See what happens. I'm assuming it's an ninja of some sort. One of those ninjas. And one of those ninjas. What I see is fewer fairies in play. So we're going to take the opportunity to ploy. I'm not happy that they tap out. So, they gain some life, do some damage, but I think our next turn is going to be pretty good for us. Now we should just never had creatures in the graveyard with all our wonderful blood fountains. I want to gain some life back up, so I'm going to play some spells. If we play now, we lose our blood fountain. We gain 4 life. I think this is going to be 3 life. We've still got a backup blood fountain, so. I don't think we want to tap our bridge. Keep the refurbs home. They are our best blood fountainable creatures. Keep our guy at home so you can block, and then this way, if they've got another. Well, if they've got arms of the dark, that's pretty awkward. If they've got like a removal spell, we can still try to kill it. Oh no! The extractor confession is worse than in the deck. Yeah, well, we got a lot of value out of that. You've not got another like piece of graveyard hay, have you? Because like you win this this combat goes okay for you, but they're coming back with a vengeance. So a pair of 2/1 draw cards. The spell pierce is not looking its best. I think I just killed this. The 3/2 trades with our guys, which just isn't on. And then we can attack with the 2/3 into their board. You can't kill it. Opponent's got one card. Hard for them, so they can't counter the kitchen imp with a sprite. I mean, unless like Laurenville would be pretty good at getting them back into the game. I think otherwise we're sitting kind of pretty. Just counterspell. Counterspell gives me 2 more blood tokens. And do I just want to play the Monarch as well? We attack with the gang. That's they're only at 8. I think it's quite likely they'll trade off some reverbs. Just get the clock down, and then the Monarch is going to be pretty good. Yeah. And play the bridge for good measure. Yeah, just fun deck when it hums. Not so funny when it has. The turn if they had had the hunger, there was like a few turns there it would have wiped up. It would have been really good. But the fact that we then got to resolve a bunch of spells also incredibly useful. I don't know whether I'm playing right with this deck into the fairies to just basically say you're never going to, try our best to never let them sprite something to value. Whether that's actually just too slow. But we'll see. Right, so we're on the play in round 4. So we can get our second land. Modern Age, we drew a land which have an output. Vampire's Kiss would be able to play Reverb. I'm going to keep, but again, it's not the best. We need to land in our next kind of 2 draw steps. But it's got lands and spells. Let's see what we are up against. There's a high likelihood that it's just too slow having our first spell be on turn 3 is probably not going to work out for us. We can get another. I mean, there's some consideration to getting Island and representing a spell pierce, but the chance of that paying off is pretty low. And let's see if we are dead or not. They've got like I was going to say like a burning tree into a gut. Yeah, okay. We just never be in this. I think a lot of bad rules struggle against this, to be fair. So obviously this isn't a particularly good one, but we would not get that most of the time. So this doesn't actually have madness. If we draw a swamp, we can play it still. Yeah, the snuff out's not getting there. Let's not give away any information about what's going on and get into sideboarding. So want a whole bunch of blue blasts. Didn't think we want anything else. And then I want to cut the snuff out. I think we can cut the spell bombs. I think the Tomb Raiders are more often in the like Burning Tree Emissary builds. And like the whatever this guy, I'm not going to pronounce that name. This is the all classic cut to avoid some clunkiness. I'll keep everything else. Everything else kind of does the job. And then now that we know, we won't obviously repeat our sins of keeping quite so terrible a hand. It doesn't do anything. This hand does do something. We're going to put both snackers into the graveyard, so that's pretty good. Going to again try and do something powerful ourselves and turn to the modern age rather than try and blue blast a one drop. I think that's even closer as the choice. So modern age, picture snacker. The refurb doesn't look like it's going to be that good yet, but as we've seen previously, we just need to, draw the right thing, and suddenly we're laughing, we're cooking with gas. There's some consideration in our upkeep as to whether we want to discard the second snacker or the imp. See what we draw. So if we discard the snacker, we can modern age to draw another card. We might get red blasted. We can discard the imp, play the imp, hold up blue blast. I guess that spending 2 mana on modern age, having that red blasted is super punishing. So let's just get the imp down. Not expecting it's going to last very long, but it's just trading for a bolt in a way that uses up some of their mana. We're not going to protect it with blue blast their bolt here. We'll save our bolt for like a burning tree or a rally or something. Yep, we'll stay home. Maybe if they had a red blast, they would have blasted the modern age. Obviously, it was pretty good. Yep. My guy goes down. Hopefully the F6 makes them think that we don't have anything. But again, if they have a red blast and they have the 2 mana for all their spells and then 1 for the blast on top of it. So I think I'll blast like a burning tree, basically anything here, just not to fall behind. Yeah, definitely grab the prize. And get a sweet 2 for 1. Wouldn't surprise me if they have a red blast, but yeah, they do. So we're going to make another blocker. So again, we still traded relatively, I was going to say relatively okay amount there. Still only 1 for 1, I guess. Yield this. So we can modern age, and then play a modern age next turn. We can't refurb. We can ploy to bring back a snacker, but we don't gain very much life at all. So I think we modern age. That's worked out a treat. So discard snacker, play a second one, trigger both. snacks. And get rid of one of these stupid refurbs that we can never cast. I think it's quite likely we get into combat and the ploy will bring back the snackers rather than... and it would gain 4 life next turn, or 3 life next turn. Like, the value on a refurb, reducing that on the second refurb's okay, but I don't think we're... Again, part of sometimes you go a bite or a blood fountain to play your refurb, and sometimes they're just blank pieces of cardboard you can discard. They're all good. They're all good refurbs. So they can kill a guy, but we're not taking too much damage here. I'm going to keep discarding refurbs, and I think I'm going to discard the other refurb as well, and then island cycle this. It's another card to discard for a life point. Is that even good? I don't think it's awful. And then I think with deploying, we ploy now, because we want to know whether we want to leave our snackers back. Which we do. Sorry, which we don't. I've gained enough life now, they've only got 1 mana, they don't have a blue blast. If they blue blasted that, then I think we'd leave our guys home to try and trade, but as is, they've only got 2 cards in hand and we do need to get them dead, otherwise we're going to be the ones in trouble. So what's this? Grab the prize, pitching a galvanic blast. Oh, I'm going to try and counter all of your grab the prizes. It's never a bad thing to try and get the 2 for 1. Yeah, so now they've only got 1 card. I think we have got this, we just have to survive on the draw. Spell is looking a bit suspect. Yeah. So I guess what went right there, they drew 5 lands, and then we got 1, got the prize countered. The fact they're on the grab the prizes, does that mean they're not on the burning trees? I don't know. I'm still happy to play like this, and I hope our draw lines up. A bit of a shame that we threw away game 1, but we really do need these blue blasts to compete, I think. I think our game 1 against red has got to be pretty unfavourable. We've not got enough life gain in these 6 cards to pull ahead. Or to stabilise a position if we ever do get ahead. We start coming online turn 2-ish. We start playing things on turn 2, so we're going to fall behind against the deck with 71 drops. We need the blue blast, or we need a bit of life gain and blue blast, so this is an easy mulligan. Opponent's kept 7, we're going to 5, and we're going to start blasting. I think I can discard. It's one of the Lorians, and I guess it's this guy, but the problem with doing that is, the problem with doing that is getting a black mana taps us out of our blue for a turn. So it's not great either way. If you draw a black land, that'd be great. think now it's even tempting to island cycle for a non-black land, depending on what they play. Looting. I'm going to let them loot. Again, our way of doing something useful is to put an island into play. We'll fetch up an island, save us a mana next turn. So we take 3, that's not a bad looting for them. But this is the type of game that we could still come back to. Again, being on the move to 5's not helped. We're not super dead. So do we get the island for the modern age, or do we kiss them? I think I want the modern age. No, because all of our madness cards require black anyway. Okay. Well, if we can just, they're just one at a time, a load of 2-mana spells, and we can trade 3 of our blue blasts for 3 of their cards. That might be how we do it. And discarding the festivities. If we get this counter, that's huge. Okay, so then move 2 for 1, so we're putting back into it. Again, if this was like a Tomb Raider instead of a percussionist, we'd be in a lot more trouble. Do we even want to play the Blood Fountain over the Modern Age? Just to hold up another blue blast? Might be a bit slow, but the blood token helps a lot. Has the potential to help a lot. This turns on refurb. And if we don't, if they play another 2-drop, if this was their best card last turn, they're just on a load of 2-drops that line up well into, or line up poorly into blue blast. I think I'm going to let them loot. Discarding 2 mountains is a bit rough, but again, it's another card. They've got the flashback, obviously, but am I going to blood token away a random card? I don't think so. Although that does make it more tempting to have done so. We have to play something at some point. I'm going to play the Modern Age. If they blue, but this could go really badly. Vampire's Kiss can't go as badly, but it also can't go as well by drawing a blue blast and then, or drawing an island. Don't think we can afford to just blood token. I think that's a bit too slow. If we'd have drawn a madness spell, I'd have been happier doing that. So the worst case is they red blast this, but they can't really follow up. So now we're stuck discarding a Kiss, but Kiss is worse than 2 life. Sorry, 2 life is worse than countering a spell. God, are we going to do it? I don't hate being bolted. I'm going to assume all the cards in the hand are bolts if nothing else. So. I'm going to counter most of what they do at sorcery speed. It's an interesting choice whether we counter a faceless routing here. I don't think we do. Because they wouldn't have a land to Fiery Temper if they do. So and I've not seen any snackers yet, so I don't think they're snackers. I think we'll basically counter 2 drops. Try to do something about more expensive spells. Try and fade all the 1-drop burns. So if we ploy now, I think we ploy the end step. I don't think the 1 life is worth turning down the shields on blue blasts. If they were to double bolt us, then we might want to ploy. Yeah, because then we avoid just being dead to a top deck bolt. They single bolt us, do we still ploy? Do we just fire a blue blast at this? I think the blue blasts are better. Discard the spell piss. I'm happy with the refurb being, so it's 2 mana, which isn't ideal, but knocking a card out of their hand as well as it does matter. I think knocking a card out of their hand is a lot better than drawing a card for us at this point. I think I love that looting for us. I'm assuming they discard two mountains or something silly. That would be their 7th and 8th mountain in 18 cards. You know, the fact that they might have a good hand next turn is okay, but they're discarding back down to 2 cards. We're taking one with a refurb. There's a lot to like. There goes 2 mountains. Don't think there's any. There's another looting that we snag with this refurb. Again, they all count. The refurb just casually gaining 2 life. Taking away the looting there, if they looted last turn, then I know they've just seen a bunch of new cards, but I think we let them epicure. Or do we just blue blast this? Like, we've got a bunch of them. I think it's time to get a bit more aggressive. It's a life and it's a potential new card off of the bolt. Are they going to deal a damage, flip a card? We're not blocking with the refurb. If we had another creature in the graveyard, we might be able to Blood Fountain back for some value, but miss on this as well. Now this is how we're going to get there. So the refurb is 1 mana now, draws us a card. That's good enough. We can crack the blood token to put this guy into play and then still hold up our blue blasts. We can even do that in combat. One of our blue blasts, I guess we only get to hold up 1. And the bridge is probably being discarded to this ploy. So yeah, I think we got a bit. We moved to 5, but the opponents got quite unlucky with their draws, having so many mountains. Again, I'm quite confident from here. So there's a bolt, but I've got 2 blue blasts, so we've got potential 2 cards covered. This is the percussionist one of 1 from their hand. I'm still going to counter because being at 6 is a lot better than being at 3. So we can ploy and still hold up blue blasts. Let's start with the ploy. Discard the bridge. Then if we draw like a I was going to say if we draw a kitchen imp we could play it, but Snacker's fine to discard. guess we'll make one of our land drops because we're probably going to be trying to buy stuff back. Doesn't matter which. So they're going to have a card in hand, and whatever they draw next turn to do 8 damage. And we have a blue blast. I think we got there. Through, yeah, I think, again, we've had 2 magic ends red in this league. One, they got stuck on one land in a game, one they flooded out massively here. But we're doing it, so we're 4-1 in our first league, 3-1 going into game 5. It's not a bad record for what looks like such a clunky pile. So opponent has resolved their mulligan. We're going to lead on the bridge. See what's going on over there. So spy tuition was right. That's a Master Vandal. We don't like this here Master Vandal. So they've got the forest. They're going to forest cycle Vandal out. We can't really do anything about it. I was hoping that we had a way we could catch them with the bog, but I don't think we will. So next up, we're playing the Aquifer. We'll island cycle to get the snacker into play. Ooh, looks like we're playing Modern Ages for the next 2 turns, and that will get us a bit of a clock. Oh, they didn't cycle the Genos then. I think that's a sign of strength for their hand. That rather than set us back a lot, they wanted their swamp. Whether that means they're closer to having the spy, that they already have it or something. I don't know. We'll just get our untapped lands. We want to be able to do something with our. We want to make our draw slightly less clunky if we can avoid it. And then, like I said, we're playing a Modern Age. Don't think we ever playing the bog here. We could do. Yeah, if we play an island first and we draw a kitchen, we can still madness that out. Always yield. Discard the snacker. Pass back. So the Mistfall Bridge is probably going down. Oh, why didn't we just play this? That was a bit of a slip. What? I mean, I'm kind of fine with this. This is a real sign of strength that they've just got this, got their last forest, or they're getting their forest. And they're normally 5 lands, right? 5 lands, 4 lands. Let's go check. Annoyingly, it seems like they've changed around enough now where it's a bit harder to tell how many lands they will run. I'm going to madness out this guy. I don't know about the spell pierce, which could be pretty big. I shouldn't have madnessed out this guy. I should have discarded him to the Blood Fountain. Probably. No, this is fine, this is fine. So the point is we're going to get to keep up the spell pierce, and if they, Forest Cycle, Spy, we can spell pierce the, what do you call it? Dread Return, and be just fine. And because we know about the Vandal, I think we, basically I think we sit on this for now. Whether we can get them, so yeah, the spell pierce is probably enough to stop them comboing. I'd rather them go for it and lose to it, rather than not go off in the face of the spell bomb. I forgot we had all these spell bombs. annoying that this works. It's kind of tempting to just spell pierce them to set them back a lot. Like if they don't get to play anything else this turn, that's pretty big. But if they do play something, it might be the Vandal. Whether it's good or not really depends on what they hit. So we know all of these are gone. There's a Vandal and 2 cards we don't know about over there. The problem is if they have like a I was going to say this is a battlement, but then we can cast off a battlement. So the Dread Return is gone. They do now have a spy and they've found the Mass Vandal. So the spy blows up a land, presumably. But if they do, they're exiling their generous and okay, they go up to this. That's probably better for me. Oh no, they had another generous end. Okay, so I shouldn't have got rid of the one that was in there. That's annoying. Having both generous and having both was a pain. So we can attack for 4. That's a good start. We play the spell bomb. Play a spell bomb, they'll Mass Vandal it. The spell pierce will still catch the spies. So I think we just let this happen. They're under a reasonable clock, it's not amazing. But we can spell bomb to put them off the spy, or we can double cast down to put them off of the spy. Or we'll just snap that up. We can't let them keep getting away with it. Do we want to kill this Mez Fiend and bring back our Modern Age? I kind of think we do. Again, we know they've got a generous end, so keeping them out of spells in the graveyard is less important or less valuable. We can play our Modern Age. Discard a Kitchen Imp. And then we have to hang out the spell bomb or die to the spy. By hanging out the spell bomb, they play the Modern Age. They play their Masked Vandal, kill our spell bomb. We'd hit them for 6, 12, 14. And then next turn, our cast down won't kill them. So what am I saying? Basically what I'm saying is that we've got a turn here, or a turn cycle here, where the cast down protects us. And then next turn, the spellbomb can protect us by making them use 2 mana. So 2 mana here keeps us alive. And basically I'm talking myself into discarding the Vampire's Kiss to let us hold up the cast down, then we can always Kitchen Imp them next turn for the 2 damage that the Kiss would deal. And the point is we don't want, if we have it line up that they can Mass Vandal our Spellbomb kind of for free, that works pretty badly for us. think that works very badly for us as well. We just not play around. I guess that the like a what do you call it? A Ceruli would use up the mana, so it wouldn't necessarily be lethal, whereas the Quirion pays for itself. That's a shame. Again, obviously we've shown them some spell piercers. We could be holding up counters, so they might not go for it. If they don't, I think the spell bomb should be enough. And I think we're in the kind of fortunate position, so the spell bomb should be enough to tie up their mana next turn. I think we're in the fortunate enough position where their board, they're not that bad on board. They might feel they might not feel they have to go for it. So we'll let them do this. Okay, they've just tied themselves, so they do win. That's a shame. That is a shame. And then just check they're on 4 lands. Yes, they are. Quirion. Did not think about Quirion. Otherwise, I thought I had quite an interesting, quite a good line. Yeah, the point being that we kind of bought ourselves an extra 7 of protection to anything other than Quirion Ranger in that spot. So sideboarding, my spell bombs. Don't think we want the Mogi's favour. Let's just have a quick check of some lists. Don't think there's too much to be worried about. And what do we want to cut? I think we've got enough. We could actually just have 4 Curse Marauders as well. This is something that works out quite well for like the Black Sack decks. If you just keep stone, like I say stone ready, you just keep killing all their creatures. We've got a few counters to go after their like winding ways and so on. So what would we cut for that? We cut like the kisses and the refurbs because we can't reliably refurb. We've got so few artifacts. We could cut the ploys, keep the refurb. So we've got 4/8 artifacts. We still have enough madness enablers. We've got the modern ages and the blood fountains, which is pretty few. I'm not sold on your Curse Mortar plan. It's an interesting one. I think we'll try and give it a go without. We'll give it a go like this. Cut the ploys, and as you cut the ploys from spell bombs, and then seeing a few more cards and being on the draw, the stupider Curse Mortar plan is going to be less good because they can kind of get out ahead already. Mogi's favour does pick off all of their stupid mesmeric fiends. Let's just run this. Gutted about that Quirion Ranger. I thought we'd taken the right line. I thought we'd done it. So this is a really awkward hand to get. So it doesn't have a clock, and it gets itself. What's the guy called? Master Vandaled. But I'm going to keep. It's got a Swamp Snuff Out. It's got a Spell Pierce for like the first Winding Way effect. I think we do still lead on the bridge. maybe that was wrong. Maybe we should have just swamped and then Lorien revealed for an island and kept ourselves safe. Yeah, we're a bit too slow catching the Saigu rolling coming down. I know, no we're not. What are you doing? You got no green source? I know you just got a forest, didn't you? What? No, this got a... Hey, this did get a forest. So you've got great creeper vines. Sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. Let me just give him a kiss. Yeah. This is what we're expecting, so why we didn't try and hold up spell for this. Double snuff out's going to potentially get them when they try and spy us early. Kind of tempted to tap ourselves out so that we can play into that. And then if we play the bridge now, obviously we could put the kitchen into play, but then we're tapped out and they can lead the stampede. Whereas if we hold up spell pierce or Lorien revealed, we can always play this in the end step. So the last game we saw 3 forests and a swamp. You got 2 swamps now. No, you don't. What? Oh, you're just stone raining us. Okay. So that is enough to win you a kitchen imp. This does kind of confirm that we do have something that we thought, that we were already at mana for, as opposed to getting him for the 2 damage last turn. But island cycle. Don't think we need to get a black-blue land. I think we can just get the island. And double snuff out means we're safe to spy next turn, so we can actually just play the snapper. Then we're back into getting lead the stampeded. If we play the... sorry, we're safe to spy, but we could get ourselves lead the stampeded. That's not an obvious thing to play around, there's 2 snuff outs. I guess it only had to be 1. If we blood token away the snacker and hold up spell pierce, it's not that likely to come back. From this position, we don't have that many draw 2s. It does increase our clock quite a bit. I'm going to give them a turn to lead the stampede. I think it's important to give ourselves a clock. And we'll see whether they take the right line. So we double snuff out now. We only need to single snuff out for now. Yeah, okay. That was nice. We kind of saw they just went for it into open mana last game, so kind of maybe a bit more tempted to play this. Because they didn't see it previously, so. Do we want to be on a whole pile of accursed orders against them? I am still quite tempted by that idea. I think it's partly that holding up a bunch of, like, 2-mana sorcery speed could be quite hard to do against them. We got 4 spell bombs as well. Like, is this just overthinking it massively? It's a cool idea, but is it just overthinking it massively and we should just trust that we've got quite a lot of interaction and just have this as a clock rather than, yeah. I think it works better on the play than the draw, and we're not going to go for it. So back to Malone 5. We're pretty stone cold to a mesmeric, not mesfiend, mass vandal again. Don't hate this. We don't let them have this lead the stampede. We should be happy. So these are their 4 cards. Oh, it's incredibly annoying that we can't, because we definitely want to lead this, snag their lead the stampede. That means we just can't do anything this turn. Rip. If they'd have not played that, then we'd have been in some trouble. So we can Vampire's Kiss them, refurb their last card away, which is a lot less giant. Not the worst card for them to have to discard. They're relatively happy about that. Modern Age, pitch the snagger. Okay. So it's tempting to just bring back this other guy, but I don't see how they beat 2 spell bombs because I just don't see how they beat 2 spell bombs. I know that the answer is 2 masked vandals, but when they go for the first masked vandal, we get to wipe out their graveyard, which means they have to have another way to put a creature in the graveyard to turn on to be able to get rid of the second. Like, I think we've done it. Just get got, buddy. Come on, number 4. No, spell pierce, sure. Actually, I should have kept the spell pierce. The spell pierce is better. No, because it doesn't counter a leading stampede. Oh. Absolute hater. For that, you get the horns. You're on mid-range duty now, buddy. Do we play out the bridge? Keep it so we've got some Interblood token away. I think that we're just like we've got £6 now. We're gonna have, so put them to 12, attack for 6, and attack for 8. Like, we just want mana to be able to cast spells. Like, if they had a Generous End on the spot, then it could be a bit tough. I think we're playing the Blood Fountain as well. Or are we? Discarding the Blood Fountain seems really weird. I guess the point of that being that what if they make a blocker and they... No, I don't think we've got 3 cards like tied up in spell bombs as well. Obviously, could well be overthinking it, seeing if they don't have that many good draws. Yeah, okay. So 4-1 again. That's 8-2 record. I think that's overperforming. I don't think you would. Well, you don't get to keep that record up anyway. So recap at the end of the league. So we're now 8-2 over 2 leagues. Obviously, this 4-1 that recorded. I think that's overperforming. You don't get to keep up like 80% win rate on anything, like as is. The deck's definitely not that strong. I don't think it's as strong as like the Black Sack deck was when I was like, oh, I found something here. But it's a blast to play. Like you get to do all of the cool. There's a lot of sequencing. You have to sequence to make your cards work. Getting to play the flying creature beatdown suite is also really sweet. I love that it's all flyers with dodges, Krark and shaman. I love that they keep coming back, and Blood Fountain makes it really good. And then you've got enough interaction to kind of slow people down. So, yeah, I might try and tinker with this some more, but I don't think it's got the same kind of potential to become a. It's not got potential to become a tier deck because so many of its draws start on turn 3, really doing something. I just don't think that's acceptable in this format. But maybe it's. You could imagine it being well positioned. I think that you've got game into everything based on your interaction. You could sideboard this to beat, kind of whatever you want. And yeah, it's just a blast to play. Right. I will, if I have any more thoughts, if somebody comes up with any good suggestions in the comments, I might come back to this in a bit. But for now, that is this deck.